What's up, everybody? I'm here with my special guest, Jason Wheaton, poli-sci major, political science major. What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. I'm honestly a little tired, but it's all good.
You know what? We all are.
So I wanted to ask, right off the bat, another $3 million is put on Trump's head. What do you think about that? Let's hear it.
Oh, man, from Iran, right? Yeah. I think it's just for show, all right? They're not going to actually do anything.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. How much money was put on before that as well? So no,
it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot more money before.
I just remember it was a lot.
No, it's this entire situation with Iran. I mean, yeah, he killed Qasem Soleimani in the airport, but
pronunciation right there.
Right. I know, right? But no, I don't think anything is going to come of it. I don't think anyone's going to try to attack Iran. it's just for show. They want to say, like, hey, you know what? We're going to try to retaliate.
I don't know.
Nothing's going to come of it.
I don't know, man. People they killed JFK for free.
Yeah.
They killed him for free.
They did.
And we liked him.
Right.
But a lot of people don't like Trump, man. So, and they put money on his head now.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I don't even know if I want to throw that out there, but John Wick, if I was a John Wick or somebody.
Right.
I'm not going to say what I would do because, the government be listening and the FBI mess around be at my door. Right. But if I had the capability that John Wick has, I think I might be up about $3 million. I think I'm going to be up $3 million.
You think someone's actually going to try? I mean, it's a lot of money. But
I don't know.
It's the president of the United States. I think we need.
That is very true.
I mean, we got to take it back a little bit too. Like, Iran and U.S. they've had a long history of tensions between the two countries, right?
It is.
I mean, with this Qasem Soleimani killing, like that really, it sparked a lot of tensions. I mean, it looked like for a second they were close to coming to war, but things have kind of backed away a little bit. I'm not saying it's great, but things have kind of backed away a little bit. A little bit,
but they still fired up over there.
And now it seems like they can't say nothing. They can't be like, oh, well, Trump, they had the airstrike, he killed Soleimani, we're not going to do anything about it. They have, if you're leaders of Iran, they have to do something, right?
That's true.
They don't want to look weak. They already have protesters in the streets protesting against their government.
That's what the commander of Iran's elite Quds force, right?
I think Quds or Quds.
Yeah, Quds. I don't want to mispronounce it, but their commander of an elite force, he said Trump did that in a cowardly way. And he said he gonna hit him back in a manly fashion.
Yeah.
A manly
fashion.
Bro.
$3 million hit on Trump or more. A manly fashion. Yeah,
it's so crazy, man. You got Twitter, right?
I actually don't have a Twitter, but I keep up with it, right?
Okay.
So I have friends that use it, so I know what happens.
So you seen how Twitter exploded when all of that first went down?
Yeah.
Everybody thought we was going to war immediately.
Yeah, Twitter,
it was just funny to see the memes, honestly.
It is funny, but that's also why I'm not on Twitter, because here's the thing about Twitter and the news. I think it's terrible.
It's
As
horrible.
someone
Absolutely
who pays attention to the news, I do not focus on Twitter at all, unless I'm going to look at the memes and I'm going to laugh at people's reactions.
Yeah, I focus on like 3 sources of news, like in terms of actually getting like credible sources.
Right.
Incredible news, I look at like 3 sources.
Gotcha.
And if I see one, I don't believe it unless I see about 5 more. I got to see multiple reports for me to start believing stuff on social media. That's with anything. That's with sports. That's with news.
Oh yeah,
that's with like just regular gossip.
Right.
That's with everything. I'm not gonna believe it if I see one source or if I see one person claiming something. But if I see that one person and I'm like, okay, let me check it out real quick. Let me see if it's actually true.
Right.
I search it up. I see multiple things. I'm like, okay, now let me look and actually see what happened.
Right.
And I go to my sources. So then it's crazy. But I don't know. It's that manly fashion definitely has me convinced.
It's honestly, it's just crazy to think about that. Like before 2016, I never thought these kind of news would be coming out. Like this kind of situations would happen, and now here we are. And
it's crazy,
we have
man.
the leader or one of the leaders of Iran wanted to kill Trump in a manly fashion. It's crazy.
It's crazy, and I think the message too that it's only Trump and not the people of the U.S., not the majority in the U.S. I think that message has been very clear too, because I've seen like videos and things like that where it's translations of people talking and they're like, most of the time they're aiming directly at Trump.
Yeah,
like it's not really we're gonna kill everybody in New York. It's we're getting Trump. That's like the main thing that everybody's been focusing on. So I'm like, you know what? That's okay with me.
Yeah, one of the leaders, I think it was the Ayatollah of Iran, came out and said, like, after the Trump airstrike, he said, our beef basically isn't with the United States population, it's with Trump.
Oh, when I tell you,
he said our targets are, I think Trump, like, I think he also said the U.S. government too, so don't worry.
It's like a debrief. It's like, right. Thank you.
But even then, they're not gonna start a war. They don't want to start a war. We don't want to start a war either. I hope.
I don't know.
I don't want to start a war.
I think the U.S. are some goddamn bullies, bro.
Yeah, that's fair.
They are aggressors.
That's fair.
And it's crazy too because, and you mentioned it earlier. You were saying how like there's been tensions going on for so long, and I've always felt like the tensions should have never existed because the reason why they've existed is because we were damn near bullies. Like we gave them. I don't know the exact years. I don't, but I know we gave them weapons before we even invaded to take back our weapons. If you follow what I'm saying a little bit.
In Iran?
Yeah, because they had a war that they were already going through and things, and we gave them weapons. Then years later, we're like, you know what? No, they got weapons of mass destruction. So it's like, damn, well, okay, well now, how you gonna give somebody something and then take it back?
And that, like, I forget the specifics of that too, but I know it's a lot of countries in the Middle East too. I mean, it's just they give weapons. Like I want to say, they give weapons, and then it comes back to bite them later. And I mean, U.S. and like it's. I mean, about to get real technical here, but let's say like
let's do it.
Post World Wars, like post World War I, post World War II, especially World War II, the U.S. becomes like a superpower, right? And you have the Soviet Union and the U.S. really competing. Well,
in every movie. Well, go ahead. I'll get to that later.
With like the world increasingly becoming connected, right? So the U.S. and the Soviet Union too, they want to expand their influence abroad, right? Because that's how they get. I mean, in a more selfish way, that's how they get more resources. Or if U.S. says that's how they spread democracy, right?
Right.
Well, in order to do that, they got to get involved with their countries and get involved with the resources and like buddy up with them. So they have situations like that. But a lot of those countries don't like it. So I definitely agree that the U.S. has been a bully. But it's, I mean,
they are big. I can't say that word, but they're big bullies, bro.
Right.
It's messed up.
Especially after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the U.S. is the only superpower in the world.
Yeah, and that's how they walk around, and that's how they act. Like anything that goes on in the U.S., like whoa, hold on. Let me see what's going on. Right. It's like they always intervene and like, calm down, man. That has nothing to do with you. Like, relax. It has nothing to do with you.
I think there's a difference between like intervening and also being a bully. I mean, like they kind of both go hand in hand, but like I think the U.S. should be involved in other people's problems because we have so much money in the U.S. Like it just has a country we're the wealthiest nation in the world, right? And we use it. We use it on weapons. We use it on war. Right. So I would like to see is that us using on aid, like foreign aid. Like we have these countries out there in the Middle East, which we've messed up, that we can go back in, we can give them aid, we can ask them what they want, and just be an aid to their country instead of just expanding our influence. Like, no, you got to do this.
That's so true. We put all the money toward war, and that's part of the reason we became big bullies is because and that's why I know. Like we talked about it a little earlier too, where. The war is not happening. You was like, it's not going to be no war regardless. It's not going to happen. And that's part of the reason why I know it's not going to happen either, because we got so many damn weapons.
Yeah, no one...
It's too many weapons.
No one wants to touch us.
It's crazy. It's just too many weapons, and I wouldn't want to go fight anybody with that's like 7 foot tall and yoked up and super strong. Like, I wouldn't want to. Not voluntarily.
Right. but at the same time, like you have these countries like Iran that might. I mean, there's a point, and I think it's so stupid what Trump is doing is he's attacking and killing their leaders, and like they designated his Qasem Soleimani as his Quds Force as a terrorist organization, but he's also a part of another country, and what that attack does is let's say you start a war. Well, now you say you get rid of a bad man that's killed a lot of people. Well, now you're going to kill a lot more people because you have soldiers coming in now. You have entire resources devoted to a war.
Exactly.
So it's just, I mean, foreign policy, it can be a bit more gray area as far as morality, but like it's just
it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't know why, but that's the way I see it. I'm like, we're huge bullies, and because you can't expect them not to retaliate. Right. Like if we do something, we're sending troops there, we're sending people to like terrorize them or whatever we may be doing. Like we're sending people over there to watch them very closely. Right. You can't be mad at them for being upset about that. Right. That's like you being 34 and your husband or your spouse or sending somebody to babysit you when you're at home alone. Like that just don't add up. It's not cool.
Right.
So and that's kind of how I look at the situation. Like you can't really be mad because they're retaliating to something that you're doing.
Yeah, it's so difficult too. You got to have a lot more tact in foreign policy. You got to understand the type of reactions you're going to get from the things you do, and as the U.S., the type of things you can do, you're going to get a lot bigger reactions to it. And when the news, I'm just having flashbacks when the news first broke out, because I thought like, oh man, we might go to war.
It was funny, bro. No, it wasn't funny. Let me correct that. It was
now
not
looking
funny.
back at it, it's like, okay, yeah, we know what, it wasn't close. I mean, it might not have been close. I don't know. I'm not a part of the government, right? But like before, it's without knowing, it's like they could declare war on us.
Well, was it? I mean, think about it though. We've had multiple times where we thought we was going to war. Yeah. North Korea. Yeah. All that was going down with North Korea. I'm not too updated on what's going on now. Yeah. But I mean, we could talk about that too if you want. If you want, can update me on that if you want, because I'm not 100% sure what's going on now. But I know tensions was very high at one point, and they was like flexing nuclear weapons. Like what's up? Right. What's up? I got them too. Oh, yeah. You got them? Okay. Well, I got these over here. Like, So it was wild at one point.
Yeah, North Korea. I mean, they're still trying to get nuclear weapons and stuff like that. They're still trying to become a world power. So they're still. I mean, it could happen. I'm not saying, I don't think Kim Jong-un, the leaders of North Korea, are going to try to start a war, but like, they're pretty crazy as far as leaders are concerned. Not going to lie.
I've heard their leader is like ours.
Yeah.
They're both. And see, actually, I wanted to touch on that too, because we talked about it prior to a while ago. Actually, it was a good chunk of time ago. We talked about how that video of Trump surfaced around the internet where he was talking about Obama when Obama was in office,
right?
And he was like, "Well, he's gonna try and strike a different country just to get reelected or something like that." And now Trump is facing impeachment, and he's about to get out the office. And what does he do?
He tries to strike another country. He tries to distract away. Yeah,
that's just crazy to me, bro. And I'm like, wow. And then I thought about this too. I'm like, multiple people, they say, well, like under the table, they'll talk about it, and they'll be like, well, we can't have a woman in office. They don't have control of their emotions. No, we can't do that. We can't let a woman rule the country because they're out of control. They don't have control of their emotions. Right. That's the main argument. Right. And I'm like, well, look at who we have now. Look at what he's doing. Everything is damn near impulse based with him. It's damn near like, oh, they did this. Let's do it.
Right. And I mean, it's such a double standard that they have.
It's ridiculous, bro.
If a guy is aggressive, a guy is impulsive in a way, it might seem as strong. He's just a strong man, right? But the same thing happens for a woman. She gets called different things, right? It's not a positive outlook. And I think
it's ridiculous, bro.
I mean, but if you really looked into before the election, those personality traits were there for Trump. They were always there.
They were. And it was 100%. Right. And everybody knew he was crazy.
I'm about to get on my soapbox here. Like, this is kind of like my thesis of life, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that obviously we have so many different opinions in this country, right? And everyone's always going to think different things. But I think so much of these differences come from the fact that we have so many people that just don't know or don't pay much attention to politics.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
I mean, look at this university setting. I mean, political science. I mean, there's a fair amount of political science students, but it's not a big program. I mean, I haven't taken a poll of everyone, but I know a lot of students got preoccupied with other things.
Right.
So there aren't many students that pay attention to politics. And I truly believe that if we go back to the election in 2016, right, and you have these people that actually do pay more attention to politics, not just like watch Fox News or just watch NBC.
But like, some of those are biased.
Like what you mentioned is actually watch multiple news sources, being an informed voter. I think we would have a different president today.
I think so. Well, I don't know, man.
I mean, there's. I do believe there's going to be millions of people that are still going to look at that and be like, you know what? I did more research. I still like Trump. But I really do believe that you're gonna.
It's so important though. Right. You can't just look at one source. Like you can't look at only Fox News or you can't look at only NBC, because a lot of news networks are biased towards certain people, and they have their own biases. And even like regular newspaper and media and stuff like that, you have to look at multiple sources. You got to get that wide variety of information to see from all perspectives.
All this junk about fake news. I mean, it really makes me annoyed because like. It's always been kind of new that you're going to have news that's embellished. I mean, maybe not the fake way like Russian news and stuff like that, but like news that's embellished, right?
Right.
This is not a new process that's happening. So just be informed. Go to multiple news sources so you can actually figure out the truth.
Yeah.
But back to the uninformed voters, I mean, like, I think you probably know, I know a lot of people, and I'm sure all the listeners know a lot of people that just don't pay attention to politics.
And that's big, man. It's big. It's big.
And your voice isn't heard. Yeah.
This is no, it's all good. It's all good. We gonna move on, but we're not gonna get into our music selection next. This is where we're just gonna stop the video. We're gonna stop. This is gonna be a separate on, but on the podcast, it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep flowing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Russian interference. What you said made me want to talk about it. Yeah. And actually, in one of my classes, we talked about it where we were showing fake websites and stuff like that people were using to like influence votes and things like that. So speak on that just for a little bit. Russian interference.
I actually
I didn't give you the heads up on that. So it's all good.
No, it's good. I mean, clearly it was shown. I think in the Mueller report. You know what that's about, right? Mueller report.
I don't. No, okay, you gotta. I shook my head. Yeah, but I didn't know. So you gotta let me know.
I'll take it back. The Mueller report was investigation in the Trump campaign during 2016. I mean, I don't want to forget all the details, but yeah, basically an investigation of the Trump campaign and the Trump government.
So I heard of it. I just didn't know.
Right, and part of their findings was that, and I mean, part of other findings too, was that there was clear evidence that Russia interfered in the 2016 election, and what it did was spreading disinformation and also being anti-Hillary Clinton and pro-Donald Trump. So when you talk about Russian interference, I mean, it's happening. I don't know. They said they've beefed up security for elections this coming year. So, I mean, you have to wait to it remains to be seen whether or not it's going to have to wait until Trump, the Democratic candidate, is picked. But yeah. I mean, it's happening, and other countries might be trying to do it as well.
It's
not
tough, man.
Not Ukraine, for anyone that gets that. Not Ukraine, but Russia. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's tough, bro, because for the people who are older and try so hard to actively be involved with politics and like with voting and stuff, it's tough on them because media is like such a new thing for them.
That's fair.
For people who are, I don't want to throw in, I mean, there are active people who are like well above 70 and still like heavily involved with media and up on a lot of technology. So I don't want to throw everybody in that category, but there are some stragglers out there who are just unsure. Like they get on the internet and they may see it and they're like, oh my gosh, Jesus Christ is here. He's in Sacramento. Like they may see something and
like
believe
those Facebook ads and stuff like that.
Yeah, it might just be something silly. And they may be really unaware. So like that Russian interference, bro, when they see websites where it's like, oh well, Hillary Clinton, she did this 3 weeks ago. She killed a man and robbed him. Like when you see absurd stuff like that, it's just like come on. But at the end of the day, it does still have some kind of impact, and that's important, man.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how much impact it really did have in the election.
Yeah, me neither,
in terms of votes, but like they did it. They're trying to do it, and I mean, I know it does work with some people, and I think that speaks to like the advantages and disadvantages of technology, especially elections and news sources. I mean, let's say we go back to the 1950s and stuff like that. People are probably getting the news source from like one or two sources, right? Everyone's watching the same thing. Now we have so many websites, we have so much TV that we can go through, we can like surf through, and it's great. It's great for people that actually use it, but then I think you still have people that kind of fall into that watching maybe one or two sources.
Yeah, or one solid source for everything.
Right, and now news has become, I feel like, a lot more opinionated. We got a lot more op-eds going on.
Yeah, that's so true.
They're still reporting, but sometimes people like mask their opinions in reporting itself, and that's why you got to watch multiple news sources.
Man, that's so true because it goes both ways, man. And even like I was just saying too, like with the older people, we all know some people our age, whatever age you may be, we all know some people our age who don't investigate when they see news things and believe anything they see on the internet. So that also plays another part into it as well, because you got some people who've became so lenient. They're so lenient with everything, like with news sources, all of that. Like they see one thing and they're like, oh my gosh, that's true, and just believe it because it's on the internet.
Right. especially it's about the government, like with Russian interference. If they talk about stuff like, let's say what Obama did, but it's fake. There's such a distrust in the government nowadays with opinions.
To kill Obama.
I think people have such a like distrust in like our institutions, so that when they see crazy stuff like that, they might believe it. I mean, with the Trump administration, he is actually doing crazy stuff. But I'm taking it back to like prior administrations.
Yeah, man, it was just funny. I remember with Obama, man, they were trying to kill him because of his full name, Barack Hussein Obama. Yep. They was like, Hussein,
right?
Hussein,
where was he born?
He's a terrorist,
right? They want the birth records, right? They want to find him. Yeah,
they gave him such a hard time. It was fun. It was. I mean, looking back at it, it's funny. But like at the time, it's like, are you serious? Like this dude just like you're really gonna bring him down for every single thing. And then I know you've heard, and we've actually talked about it before as well. Just different days, how if Barack did half of the things that Trump is doing now, he'd be out. They would have been got his behind out of there. They would have got him out of there years ago. Like it wouldn't have made it nowhere near as far.
And I mean, it's crazy. So like, one of my favorite TV shows is The Daily Show, just a satirical news program. And what they like to do is they like to take some of the things Trump does and they try to compare it to the Obama administration. One of the things they did was with Fox News. Fox News blew a gasket one time when Obama wore a tan suit. Obama wore a tan suit. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
he wore a tan suit to office. And another time, he wore a bike helmet while biking. And they're like, how is this the show of a strong president? He's wearing a bike helmet. And I'm sitting here thinking, my gosh.
You gonna kill a man because he's trying to be safe?
Right.
Because he wants to protect his head?
That's how far we've come to where now where it's nothing, right?
It's ridiculous.
We kill a leader of another country, and it's it
okay.
happens. Yeah,
and then
even if he's not a good person, I'm not here to defend Qasem Soleimani and say he's a good person, right? I want, in case any listener thinks, whoa, he wasn't a good person, but still.
Right. I feel that. Jason, man, throw your social medias out there, man. Let the people find you somewhere.
Oh my gosh, people can find me somewhere. I don't know if people can find me somewhere. I am on Instagram.
Okay,
at
Instagram. I'll tag you too.
Yeah, you can tag me in it. You will not see any posts on there. I just use it to follow other news sources I know.
All right. That's okay. You use it for the right reason, or for some good reasons.
Yeah, I still use it, but
at least you're not addicted.
You can follow me. Yeah.
Some people are.
I'm not addicted.
But go ahead, man. Finish up. Where can they find you?
Just on Instagram at JWheaty1628. If you want to tag me, that works well.
All right, JWheaty1628.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure I tag you in the video and I'll post it on there. I'll put it in the description of everywhere. Is that the only place they can find you on Instagram?
I got my Snapchat.
The only place you want them to find you? I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I got my Snapchat too. I don't know. I forget my username on it. See, honestly, I use technology a lot, but I don't use much social media. I'm tough to find. I know. I'm sorry.
You're a ghost on social media?
A little bit.
You know what they say? Actually, I'm a witness to this now. I know that nobody's a ghost on the internet.
I'm still active, right? Yeah.
We can find you on the internet. Now, if I need to, I will find you on the internet, and I will tag you.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
All right, but the song you picked was "Poetic Justice," Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. So that's the song we're about to play. And then we're going to wrap it up with some more music after this. But until then, Poetic Justice by Kendrick Lamar featuring Drake.